And now to the war in the Middle East. And tonight, the two-week ceasefire agreement announced late yesterday already appears to be in jeopardy. NBC4's Robert Kovacik is here with a new round of threats from the president. Robert.
And Carolyn, here it is. This is a late-night post on Truth Social. The president begins by saying that all U.S. ships, aircraft, and military personnel will remain in place in and around Iran until such a time as the real agreement reached is fully complied with. If it is not complied with, the president writes, and we have highlighted this part for you, if for any reason it is not, which is highly unlikely, then the shooting starts bigger and better and stronger than anyone has ever seen before. Tonight, the ceasefire is under fire amid confusion over what the U.S., Israel, and Iran have actually agreed to. Israel today launching its biggest attacks yet against Iran-backed Hezbollah in Lebanon. The country's civil defense saying at least 254 people were killed and more than 1,100 wounded. Israel and the U.S. say the ceasefire does not include Lebanon, but Iran disagrees and now says it shut down the Strait of Hormuz yet again in retaliation.
This is a case of what they're saying publicly is different privately. We have seen an uptick of traffic in the strait today. According to
tracking firm Marine Traffic, at least 3 ships have passed through the strait since the ceasefire began. 4 oil tankers are there right now, but none seem to be moving. Throughout the war, Iran has been charging ships that pass through this crucial waterway, but it's not clear whether the U.S. will allow those tolls to continue.
That's not something we've said that we've definitively accepted.
Still, the president today floating the idea of a potential joint venture between the U.S. and Iran to collect the tolls.
The joint venture is something that was proposed by the president, but he was very clear in his statement last night. He wants to see the strait reopened immediately without limitation.
The Trump administration touting its success in killing Iran's leadership, destroying its navy, and setting back its nuclear program.
Operation Epic Fury was a historic and overwhelming victory on the battlefield. A capital V military victory.
The White House now saying Vice President Vance will lead a U.S. delegation to Pakistan this weekend for in-person talks with Iran.
If Iran wants to let this negotiation fall apart in a conflict where they were getting hammered over Lebanon, which has nothing to do with them and which the United States never once said was part of the ceasefire, that's ultimately their choice. We think that would be dumb, but that's their choice.
And let's return to the late-night post by President Trump on Truth Social. It concludes by the president reiterating it was agreed no nuclear weapons and the Strait of Hormuz will be open and safe. In the meantime, the president writes in the final sentence, our great military is loading up and resting, looking forward, actually, to its next conquest. I'm Robert Kovacik. Carolyn?
All right, Robert.